Hey, it is Joshua Gronke, the Vice President of National Acquisitions for Diamond Equity Investments. I'm here with our acquisition manager, Chad, and Barbara, and we just closed on Barbara's property in Maine. And we were just going to ask you a few questions, Barbara. So go ahead, Chad, if you would like.
Hey Barbara, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. It's good to see you, definitely. Um,
You too.
yeah, I just had a few questions here for you today. Here, I'm just gonna shoot them off here. First one I really have for you is why did you decide to sell the house in the first place?
Well, we had a house in Maine that we had bought with the thought that we were going to stay up there and live, and that ended up not being a good option for us. So we had a tenant that
Okay,
the goal was they were going to stay there for 3 years, do a lease to own option. And we were going to sell the house to them, but then COVID happened, a lot of other stuff happened. It ended up not being a situation where they could afford to buy the house. And unfortunately, the way that played out is that they just abandoned the property without really letting anybody know. So it was a situation of needing to do something right now to get the
yeah,
property gone.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. I actually definitely remember that situation where we spoke about that earlier. Yeah, that makes sense. And then, how do you feel now that it's like the process has ended? Now we're pretty much closed at the
So
time.
incredibly relieved.
But and then within that too, was there like a big reason why you chose like working with us instead of going with the realtor, going the agent route?
So basically, just the convenience and the stuff that I didn't have to do because I knew that I didn't have the time, the resources financially to try to go up and like fix the house, stage the house, do the stuff that you usually need to do to list it and sell it kind of in a more traditional way.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I was happy that we were able to help and we were able to get situations over and solved with. So what was it that about your situation, maybe the condition you kind of alluded to a little bit, made it settle into Diamond Equity the best fit here?
I looked up kind of companies that just bought houses, and I think I remember you guys having some of the better reviews, and I think you guys were some of the first to reach out to me.
Okay. Okay, that's perfect. And then was there anything within the process that you thought that we did very well or you thought that we made needed some improvement on?
I mean, overall, it went really well. I think the whole thing was just stressful because I wanted it to happen so badly, but ultimately everything did work out, so I'm good.
For sure. End of the okay, that makes sense. At the end of the race, it's good to finish. Okay. What would you say to someone else that was considering selling their property?
Um, like through you guys
Yeah,
or
just
just in general.
yeah. What would you your suggestion be to someone considering selling?
Um, go for it. I mean, it's so much less work than getting enlisting with an agent and all of that stuff, and you have to worry about trying to clean things up. You don't have to worry about getting everything fixed up really nice. You just kind of let you guys handle it. And if you're somebody that needs it to happen in kind of a hurry or you're on a time crunch, it's couldn't do much better.
Perfect. Hey, Barbara, honestly, you were honestly definitely one of my favorites to work with. Honestly, it was a pleasure. It was easy. You were attentive. You answered all my calls, texts, everything that we needed. I sure Josh could attest to this too, that you made the process very fun and very easy, and it was a pleasure working with you as well.
Thank you. You too.
Definitely. And I'm happy to put a face to the. But I think as we've seen before, we had a conversation. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure working with you, Barbara. I'm glad that we were able to get this wrapped up for you. I know that there were some challenges as we're, nearing the finish line, and I appreciate your willingness and flexibility. And for anyone else out there who might be watching this, again, we purchased Barbara's property in Maine. We purchase all over the United States, all 50 states. So if you have a property that you are looking to sell, don't hesitate to reach out and just sell it as is.
Perfect. Hey, Barbara, you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.